Welcome to this lecture called single phase transformer. In this single phase transformer, we have to study the following contents in the subject called elements of electrical engineering. This particular subject, elements of electrical engineering, is covered in the entire first year. This is common to all the branches. So this particular subject is very important for understanding the basics of electrical engineering. In this particular subject, there is a topic called single phase transformer, and in this single phase transformer we have to study these following contents. You need to understand what are the applications of the transformer, how this transformer works, what is the operating principle, what is the construction, what is the operation of the transformer, what are the different types of transformers, what is the EMF equation, what are the transmission transformer losses, what is the definition of voltage regulation, what is the definition of efficiency, and how we can find the voltage regulation and efficiencies by different methods, and simple concepts of auto transformers and dimmer starts. This is what we have to study in this particular subject called elements of electrical engineering. This topic is only for single phase transformer, and I am going to complete this particular topic step by step. I am going to upload the topic wise videos so that you can easily understand and correlate. So this is what I am going to explain in this particular video. I am going to explain what are the applications of the transformers. I told you so many times in the classes also, whenever you are going to study any new topic, please ask yourself that what is the purpose of studying this particular topic. Then only you can understand and relate this particular topic. So this particular transformer is very important. I will tell you in the due course of time. You will understand the importance of transformer. These transformers are not only used in electrical engineering, they are also used in electronics engineering, they are also used in communication engineering, and we are going to see the main applications of transformers with respect to electrical engineering only. And there are lots and lots of applications of transformers in different engineering fields. In the due course of time, you will definitely appreciate the role of transformers. I told you the transformers are having so many applications in different fields, in communications also, in electronics also. But here in this particular topic, I am going to just give you very important applications of transformers in the electrical engineering only. So if you see the applications of transformer in electrical engineering, there are in this field also there are so many applications, but let me concentrate on two important applications of transformers in the electrical engineering field. So in order to understand or in order to appreciate the role of the transformer in the electrical engineering field, you need to understand two terms here, or two terminology of two terms. One is load center and the second one is the generating stations. So let me first tell you about the load center. The meaning of load center is a place where more amount of electricity consumption is placed, or you can say concentrated. If you see the cities like Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar, Mumbai, Delhi, these are very large cities where huge amount of population resides, and because of this huge amount of population, and they are all going to live in very small geographical location, so more amount of load is concentrated, or I can say load density is more here. Because of this load density, because of this electrical consumption, because of this huge amount of population, there is huge amount of demand for electricity, and this entire demand is restricted to one small area. This can be called as a load center. And another load center is a place where huge number of industries are situated, like industrial park, etc., where large number of industries are situated, and of course in these large industrial areas also huge amount of electricity consumption is there. Now these two can be called as load centers. So please try to understand, load center means a place where huge amount of electricity consumption is concentrated in very small area, that is called load centers. And now one more important point you need to understand about the power stations. Of course, there are so many power stations, the hydropower stations, the thermal power stations, nuclear power stations, gas power stations. All these power stations can be set up at different locations. But if you see hydropower plants cannot be set up any desired location because they need certain natural advantages. And of course, nuclear power plants also cannot be set up anywhere because of the so many restrictions on the nuclear power plant. But you can set up thermal power plant and gas power plant according to your desired location. But the problem here is these thermal power plant or gas power plant need huge amount of land, huge amount of power, and a huge amount of workforce. If you want to set up these power plants near in any city, say for example Ahmedabad, you need to invest huge amount of money in buying the land itself. So that is why even though more amount of load is concentrated in Ahmedabad, you cannot set up huge power plant here in Ahmedabad because of so many constraints, like land price is very big here, and amount of water availability, that is also a big constraint here. And of course the workforce should be available at cheaper prices. Because of these all constraints, what we generally prefer is we set up thermal power plants and gas power plants very far locations from the load centers, which are called outskirts. In these outskirts, what we are going to do is, of course, because of their natural advantages, the outskirts land is available at cheaper prices, and of course the water is also available, and the workforce are also available at some cheaper prices. Because of this, after setting up the power plants, we are able to generate electricity at cheaper prices. This is one of the advantages. But the disadvantage of setting power plants at far locations is we are increasing the distance between the generating stations and the load centers, and the distance between these generating stations and the load center is typically around some 300 to 600 kilometers. They all vary. Now what we are doing is, by setting up these power plants at the far away locations, you are decreasing the generation cost, but ultimately whatever the power that you have generated is being utilized by the load centers only. So that means you have to transfer the entire power to the load center by covering a distance of 400 or 500 kilometers. Now the problem is you need to transfer this power to this particular load centers at the minimum possible cost. That is our ultimate objective. Suppose if you assume that there is no transformer available in the system, and what we have to do is, and one more constraint in the generations is, you cannot generate power at a larger voltage levels because of the insulation constraints. Most of the cases, the maximum voltage that can be generated is 21 kV. That is also very extreme, but typical voltage ratings are 11 kV and 13 kV and up to 15 kV only. So let us take 11 kV as the generating voltage. If you are going to generate some 500 megawatt of power at 11 kV, so you calculate the current. We know that in case of three-phase power, active power, P is equal to root 3 into VL into IL into cos phi, where VL is line voltage, IL is line current, cos phi is power factor. You take a typical power factor of 0.8 and calculate the current. IL is equal to 500 megawatt, 500 into 10 power 6 divided by root 3 into 11 kV into 0.8. So the current is very huge, and this huge amount of current you are sending through the transmission line conductors, and this transmission line conductors are having a distance of 500 kilometers, and each and every transmission line is having some resistance. We all know that whenever some current flows through the conductor, some losses are going to happen. Because of these losses, whatever the power that you are sending at the generating station may not reach at the load center. So whatever the power that you are sending may last in the transmission line itself. So in order to remove this particular drawback, what we have to do is we need to step up the voltage at the generating station. What happens if we increase the voltage at the generating station? We cannot increase the voltage of generated power. Once power is generated at 11 kV, we use another device to increase the voltage. Why you need to increase the voltage? We know that power is proportional to voltage and current. If voltage is increased, current is decreased. We need to decrease the current because the power loss is directly proportional to I square into R. If you decrease the current, the power loss happening in the transmission line is also going to be decreased. So by placing transformer at the for time being, assume a device just placed at the output of the generating station, and if you increase the voltage level, correspondingly you are decreasing the current. If you are decreasing the current, you are decreasing the loss by so many times I square. If current is decreased by one factor, and the power loss is also going to be decreased by much more lesser. So power loss is also going to be decreased by just increasing the voltage level. But the problem at the load centers is all the loads that are placed in our load centers are not capable of utilizing the power at the larger voltages. So you need to step down the voltages at the this particular load centers. So that is why you need to place that particular device here also. So at the generating stations you need a device which increases the voltage level, and at the load centers you need a device which decreases the voltage level. So this particular work is being done by the transformer. So let me tell you about the transformer. Transformer is a static device which converts or which changes the level of voltage from one value to another value. So at the generating stations we are increasing the voltage level, and at the load centers we are decreasing the voltage level, so that the particular power is compatible with these loads. So now here please try to understand the main application of transformer here is in our electrical engineering field is to increase the voltage level at the generating station, so that current for a given power is decreased and the power loss is decreased, and at the load centers the voltage levels are decreased, so that the particular power can be compatible with the loads. This is the first and foremost important application of transformer. And the second important application is we are placing the transformer at the generating station, and we are placing the transformer at the load centers also. But ultimately one important work is also being done here. This is the main application of the transformer. By increasing the voltage level, what we are actually doing is we are decreasing the current. This is very important, because we know that the current carrying capability is of course proportional to the area of cross section of the conductor. If you want to transmit more amount of current through a conductor, you need to increase its area of cross section. If you do not use transformer, what happens? The current magnitude is very huge, and the conductor required for that particular current carrying capability is also very much huge. That means the conductor cross section should be very huge. If you are keep on increasing this particular this conductor cross section, the cost of the transmission line also increases, not only because of the this particular conductor, but these conductors have to be supported by the towers, and you need to increase the mechanical strength of the towers. So ultimately the overall cost of the this transmission line also increases if you do not use transformers. Please try to understand, if you use transformers you are getting two benefits here. One benefit is obviously the power loss that is being wasted in the transmission line is decreased. This is one important advantage. And the second application and the second advantage is the overall transmission line construction cost is decreased. because of reduced area of cross section of the conductor, and because of this reduced area of cross section, the volume of the conductors is decreased, the mechanical strength is decreased, so overall cost is decreased. So now if you see, and of course there are some other applications of transformers, but the main applications of the transformer in electrical engineering are the first two, which I have highlighted with the red here, to reduce the transmission line losses in the process of power transfer from the generating stations to the load center, I told you. And the second one is, which is very important, to decrease the conductor size of the transmission lines, as the conductor cross section is proportional to the current carrying capacitor. These two are the very important applications of transformer in the electrical engineering field. And of course these transformers are having so many advanced applications in the electrical engineering. And the third one is to measure the high levels of voltage and currents. We all know that the measuring instruments are capable only for measurement of small values of voltage and currents by using normal ammeter and voltmeter. You can use maybe 10 amperes of you can measure maybe 10 amperes of ACR DC and some 500 volts of ACR DC. These are the maximum values of measurements that we can directly take by using measuring instrument like PMMC instrument, moving iron instrument, or etc. But the practical values of voltage and currents are very huge, and you cannot directly apply these values of voltage and currents to those measuring instruments. So by here we use the potential transformer PT, the voltage transformer VT, and the current transformer to step down the values of the larger values to the small values, so that they can be compatible with the existing measuring devices. So this is also one of the applications of the transformer. And the next application is the impedance matching. We all know that the maximum power transfer theorem, if the source impedance is exactly equal to the load impedance, maximum power can be transferred from the source to the load. So in this process, the transformer is used to match the resistances of the source with the load, so that maximum amount of power can be transferred. So, and in addition to this, there are so many other applications in different fields, but these are the 4 important applications that you need to remember and understand. Out of these 4, you need to appreciate the first 2 applications of the transformer as far as electrical engineering is concerned. We will see the remaining topics in the next lecture.